and virus are scientific terms for what we otherwise know as germs. Some of them are dangerous and make you sick, so try to wash your hands and stay hygienic.
I'm Waksman, Dr. Selman Waksman, and this is the story of my life. I was born July 22nd, 1888, born and raised in Novoye Priluka, Ukraine. My father is Jacob Waksman and my mother is Frida London. I grew up as a Jewish boy in the Russian Empire, and I was never very close with my father. He actually sold small houses around our neighborhood, and he made a decent living, but whenever he wasn't doing that, he was actually spending his time studying and praying in the synagogue. My mother, Frida, she was actually a very intelligent woman. She knew the Yiddish literature and actually knew enough Hebrew so she could speak scripture. She could also speak Ukrainian. I did have a sister, her name was Miriam, but unfortunately she died when she was younger due to diphtheria. And I think that's what first introduced me to this idea of antibiotics and how I just really resented modern medicine and doctors for not being able to get to her fast enough, and I think that's what triggered this idea to find cures in the microbiology field. I received my early education from private tutors until I went to high school in Odessa, where I continued with the private tutors, but I also attended evening classes. I got my matriculation diploma in 1910 from the 5th Gymnasium of Odessa as an extern. And shortly after graduating, I actually moved to the U.S. and I attended Rutgers College. I attended Rutgers College for 4 years and earned my Bachelor of Science degree in agriculture. And I actually continued my studies until I got my master's degree. In the meantime, I was actually appointed research assistant in soil bacteriology under Dr. J.G. Lemon at the New Jersey Agricultural Experiment Station. In 1916, I actually received my master's degree and became a naturalized citizen of the United States. 2 years later, I was actually appointed a research fellow at the University of California, where I got my PhD in biochemistry. Dr. Lippman actually invited me back to Rutgers so I could become a microbiologist, as well as a lecturer in soil microbiology. I was appointed many positions while I was at Rutgers, such as associate professor to professor of microbiology, and head of the Department of Microbiology to the director of the Institute of Microbiology. I retired in 1958, but I kept a laboratory so I could continue small amounts of research and lectures and writings. Some of my fields of work actually include microbiological population in the soil, sulfur oxidation by bacteria, microorganisms and soil fertility, decomposition of plant and animal residue, the nature and formation of humus, the occurrence of bacteria in the sea, production and nature of antibiotic substances, and taxonomy. Some of my achievements include the Division of Marine Bacteriology in the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. I've written over 400 scientific papers and 18 books. I discovered 2 really important antibiotics, which were neomycin and the most important one, which is streptomycin. It was the first antibiotic to effectively work against tuberculosis. I won a Nobel Prize for that. I actually have my doctor's degree in medicine, science, agriculture, and law. I'm an honorary member of the U.S., France, Sweden, Mexico, India, Germany, Brazil, Spain, and Israel. I was the former president of the American Society of Microbiology, and in 1949, the trustees at Rutgers University actually established the Institution of Microbiology and made me the director. The funds actually came from the money I made patenting the antibiotics. Alright, now let's get personal. I married a beautiful lady by the name of Deborah, and we had one son. His name was Byron, who actually became very successful. He became an MD as the research associate at the Massachusetts General Hospital. He also became assistant professor at Harvard University and a professor of microbiology at Yale University Medical School. And they had 2 kids who are now my grandkids. Their names are Nan and Peter. Enough about me now. I'm just excited to see what you future scientists can do.